Hola amigos, we're here in the studio. We're about to start recording a new episode.
And we're going to be talking about living the moment and how important it is to be intentional and present in every moment in our relationship, our marriage, our families.
I know that you're going to enjoy it, so join us. Hello everyone, we are Luis and Kristen Roman, and we are here in our studios of Éxito en la Familia, Success in the Family, and this is the English version of our podcast.
Yeah, and this is great. It's new for us, but it's an excellent opportunity to get to know you all better, that you who speak more Spanish. No, more English
than Spanish.
We're used to doing this in Spanish. More English than Spanish. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and what are we going to be talking about today, hon?
So we're going to be going through the whole concept of carpe diem, or seize the day. That's a Latin term, and how important it is to actually live the moment. We can go through our lives like either in the past or in the future, and we miss what's happening right now.
Especially when we get married. I mean, we get married with all these ideas and dreams that we're going to be together and we're going to do all this all the time together, and we get married and we start working and kids come, and then suddenly we're just living separate lives, and we go early in the morning to work and we come back late and the kids are asleep, and by the end of the day you just think like, what happened? And then the weeks go by, and then the months go by, and we turn around and our kids are like 3, 4, 5, 6 years later. It's amazing how time passed by so fast.
No, it is. And that happened to me when my kids.
Do you have your kids?
No, these were our kids.
Yes.
Were little, that I found myself always like projecting into the future. No, like, oh, this is going to get easier when they're, out of diapers, or this is going to get easier when they sleep through the night, or when they're off at school, or whatever. I had these ideas. I just imagined them growing and realized I wasn't enjoying the moment with them. And I feel like that happens with us sometimes too. Like, like when we go on that vacation, or when we get this house that we've been wanting, or whatever it might be, we can always be projecting ourselves forward. And it robs the joy of the moment, and how quickly our moments go by, and how quickly our kids grow up. And if we don't live that moment with them, we're going to miss it.
I remember when we were probably 5 years into marriage, we had like our 3 boys already. And one time I was talking to a friend in Mexico, and he was telling me, enjoy this season, because I was kind of complaining, like, oh my gosh, my kids, and I'm kind of overwhelmed and the work. And he said, hey, wait. You need to enjoy every stage of your life. And I remember that he had already kids that they were already growing up, and he said it will pass so fast. And now today we've been married for 30 years almost.
Yes.
And our kids are like 20 something, and we're like, wow, it really happened.
It's true. So we're like semi-empty nesters.
Yes.
We still have one at home, but we've gone through the different stages of raising our kids. And it's so true how fast it has gone by. And I'm so grateful with the Lord that He actually taught me that when they were young. Seize the day, Kristen, seize the moment. And I know the world takes that whole idea of seize the day as like, hey, you got to live.
And do whatever you have to do.
Do whatever you want, because you only live once. And it's not that kind of idea. It's living in the moment. And as the scriptures teach us, forget what is behind.
Yes.
And look to what God has given you now. And that was one of the keys, I think, that I used early on, that actually I can look back and have these incredible memories because I was present.
And I want to talk to the men, a los hombres les quiero hablar. I want to tell you, like, normally we just don't take the time when our kids are little to really invest with them, because we feel that we're in the stage of building and creating like a family. I mean, building a business or just working hard to be able to provide. But just to remember, and maybe you have heard this many times, that really what kids need and your wife needs is you.
Yeah.
You are the best asset in your home.
Yeah, quality time is quantity time. You cannot have... Yeah, because
Excellent. Let's say that again. I mean, quality time it comes
is
with
equal
quantity.
to quantity time.
Yes. And so many times we say, well, I don't have a lot of time, but the time that I give to my kids or my wife is a quality time. Well, that doesn't really happen. It doesn't happen if we don't have enough time together
It's true.
to have those windows of opportunities where our kids or wives or ourselves, we open our heart and really can share what is in there.
Yeah, we have to separate time as well. You have to schedule time, which sounds weird, but we schedule so many things in our lives. We need to actually schedule out not doing anything. You know, like during this time, we're going to be home and we don't have any activities going on, or this Saturday, we've got nothing. Let's have nothing on our calendar.
Yes.
And that's super important for the family.
And with us, I remember that me personally, more than you in this case, I kind of project things to the future because I'm kind of like a dreamer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to always kind of like think in the future.
A visionary.
And a visionary, I will say. You said it better. But and then we can lose what is happening right now. And so many times I remember that you and I, we were like having all these seasons in our lives when I felt that I wasn't present.
Yeah.
Like, because I was trying to build something. And the point here is that thank the Lord that we are here 29 years later and our kids grew up. But what would have happened is something will happen, right? And a disaster, an accident, and you're just building in the future,
and
but
we
not
don't
enjoying
have
the moment.
a guarantee of a future.
Exactly. And then you turn back and you say, why? Why didn't I spend more time with my family? Why didn't enjoy my kids better? And I think like stress is one of the biggest enemies of not seizing the moment because it takes away our peace. And that's super, super important.
Yeah, and one thing that we've learned, and this has to do with all areas of like marriage or family, anything that is valuable is going to cost something. Nothing valuable
That's
is
a double
free.
tilin. People are like, what is he doing? What is that tilin? Well, it's when Kristen says something really smart, I just say that.
No. And it's true. So if we want to have this, if we want to have like this amazing family life and live the moment with our kids, we're going to have to sacrifice something else. It's going to cost something else. We're going to have to make adjustments in our family life. And that happened to me when our kids were young because I gave private classes, music classes, and also English classes. We were living in Mexico and I was teaching English and teaching music. And I loved doing that. And I was able to do it when we just had one child, right? I was able to schedule my classes around when he was napping or keep him busy playing while I had students. But when we had two, I wasn't able to do it well. I tried because I wanted to hold on to that part of my life. So I was like, okay, just kind of sit in front of the TV or whatever.
Also because Josiah, that is the oldest one, he was a little quieter. Quieter
it's true.
than
He
Christopher.
Could play
but
for
Christopher,
hours by himself.
that was the middle child, he was like running around all over the place. And
he was a little more labor intensive, like for me. So I'm like, okay. And I realized I was stressed out all the time. And my kids were not getting the best of me. I was giving the best of me to my students.
Right.
You know, I'd put on the smile and everything and give them, and then I'd turn around like, blah, and I'd yell at my kids, right? And I'm like, okay, something's wrong here. I'm giving the best of me to relationships that are not forever. You know, I don't even know when I'll see this person again.
So good.
And so the Lord convicted me about that, and I had to make change. And change for me was stopping all of my classes for a season. And it's the best thing I did because I wasn't doing either thing well. And now I could at least dedicate myself to doing something well.
And
which was my kids.
One thing also that we need to make a decision back then is that we probably won't be able to buy what we wanted in that time because we were like not working, the two of us, or you were not bringing more money into the house.
Right.
And we decided, we probably will not get this, but we're going to have more time with our kids. And we're going to, so I don't know what your situation is. And I know that here in the States it's different culture-wise, and everybody works all the time, and the kids, but I really encourage you.
But it's not different.
Well,
like
it's not.
The value and the family values aren't different.
That's why I'm saying it's not different at all.
It's just making the sacrifice, making the priority.
Yes.
What is our priority in this season? Maybe we need to live in a smaller house or
not to buy the car that you want.
or change our cars so that we can afford them with one salary. It's not always possible. We know it's not always possible, and there's single parents that can't do this.
It is not always possible, but it is possible to make some sacrifices, adjustments for the longer reward,
benefit. Yeah.
that you're going to say,
true.
I didn't have this at the moment, but I really enjoyed this time with my kids. And Kristen, I really appreciate you because you had so many dreams and that you wanted to do and you want to achieve in so many areas, but you say, this is a time for my kids.
Right.
And today, we look back and we say, I'm so glad that we're able to do that.
Absolutely.
And something that we said the other day in a different program is that we don't remember what we didn't buy
or the sacrifice we made.
Or the sacrifice we made. But we remember the times that we enjoyed together as a family.
It's true. It's true. And that is truly what is most important. So if we're going to seize the day, we have to do it intentionally. It doesn't happen. Seizing, just the word seize, means to take, to
Control,
capture.
capture.
Cautivar. There goes my, sometimes I don't remember English.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
but you're going to capture something. Well, that takes an effort. That's something you do intentional. You don't accidentally see something.
Yes.
And so we want to do it intentionally and live the moment. You have to be super intentional. You're probably going to have to sit down and write out what your priorities are and talk about it as a
Yes.
couple and realize what are the changes that we can make to actually live the moment. If you're so stressed out, then maybe you don't even feel like you're breathing. And that's happened to me before where I'm like, I'm not even breathing well. Physically, I'm feeling it in my body because stress is, taken over. It's robbing the peace in our home. We don't have to live like that. You can stop. You can seize the day today
Yes.
by stopping. And that was something we always say. If something's not right, we stop
We
the
stop
world.
the world. Yes.
Stop the world and fix it.
Yes, and at the end of the day, you will see that
Yeah.
you will find more joy doing that than trying to go after all those goals that the world present to us. So
Yeah.
I just want to encourage you, whatever you're going through right now, if you need to seize the day, parar el mundo, do it, hazlo. And at the end of the day, you will find so much
Yeah.
reward with your kids and your family. So
Yeah.
hopefully you enjoy this time together and see you next time and enjoy what you're doing today. ¿Qué vamos a hacer hoy, amor?
We're going to live the moment.
Yes.
Carpe diem, baby.
Carpe diem.
Let's do it.
All right. See you next time.